All right, good morning, everyone. Well, actually, what's so fucking good about it? This is Grizzly Rising and Infamous Wolf, and this is another lively episode of Coffee and Hatred. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Wolf.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wolf again, here to make fun of some losers.
Well, yeah, just pathetic sacks of shit people. Anyway, yeah, if I sound a little sluggish, it's because I'm tired. I had a late night last night, and I didn't get my coffee and quiet this morning, so I'm a little, I'm also a little cranky.
He's in extra grumpy mode, the
So,
way we like him.
So Emerson Cawley says, "What's the difference between Santa Claus and a PUA?" Santa Claus stopped after the third hoe. Yeah, I don't have nothing against PUAs, to be honest with you. I mean, they do what they do, and it's really none of my business. I don't care. But anyway, without further ado, we're gonna talk about gamma males today, and think of your soy boys, your cucks, your simps, your like little weasel type people that just go and weasel around, that lie, cheat, pit people against people, manipulate, and just do like really shitbag bitch level stuff. Before I play the video, I'm gonna put up a pretty good definition, which oddly enough I got off of Urban Dictionary. Go figure. Urban Dictionary has better definitions than most the quote unquote establishment fucking websites and organizations. So here's the gamma male, and we'll pull this up, and I didn't crop it apparently. Fuck me. I'm a dumbass. Big old dumbass. Yeah. OBS can be a real pain in the fucking ass sometimes.
Put it behind the layer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad you picked this topic, because this has been something I've been talking about and thinking about for a long while, and we know some people who fit right into this category, don't we?
Yeah, more than a couple, which is sad.
And I'm gonna name them by name, by the way.
Oh well, do what you got to do.
So, dear viewers, I'll give you a few really good examples of gamma males. Misandry Today and MGTOW Dictionary are perfect examples of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Misandry Today, aka DDJ,
I know.
is
yeah.
to a T this thing.
Yeah, let's see. I think I got another one here, so let me try to fish that out. Well, this is, yeah, I'll pull it up too, because I got a war chest of memes. There we go. There we go. I'll pull it up so I can read it off. The goddamn OBS cut it off, so do that. All right. So let's read the definition from, surprisingly enough, Urban Dictionary. The gamma male, the third and lowest tier of male social hierarchy. Unlike the dominant alphas or the passive beta, the gamma male hallmark traits are clinginess, possessiveness, and manipulation. Since he's unable to compete with men above his social tier, he is prone to isolating and manipulating girls, and failing that, throwing guilt trips to keep them on a short leash. While a gamma male is often a self-proclaimed nice guy, his benevolence is merely a means to an end, which is usually trying to hook up with a girl he is obsessed with. Overly emotional and prone to feelings of unwanted entitlement, the gamma male would rather blame all of his problems on other people than take personal responsibility for his own behavior. A truly worthless human being.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And this is the definition from Urban Dictionary, which is, there's just so much fucking irony there.
No, there's a lot of good stuff on Urban Dictionary, although there's a lot of cringe shit on there too.
I know, but the irony is that they have clearer definitions than the standard textbook psychological or sociological definition. That's what that's what I'm talking about when I say irony. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And basically, and I did coin this phrase. I don't care what anybody says. Bitch brain. That's what a gamma male is. He has bitch brain syndrome.
Absolutely, and that description actually misses some things, Grizzly, like the secret king delusion,
right.
which we'll have to get into.
Yeah, well, we're going into there's a video I found that's actually pretty good gamma male descriptor that I found doing some searching. So we're gonna bring that up, and then we're gonna talk about that a little bit. This might be a relatively short stream today. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. See, there we go. There we go. Oops, no, I don't want them to see that. All right, properties.
Of a gamma male.
All right. So while he's doing that, I'll talk about you see the gamma male character in a lot of films. He's usually the guy who causes all the shit, or causes a lot of problems at the very least. He's not always the antagonist of the story, but he is a sack of shit. So think like from the Lord of the Rings, Grima Wormtongue is a classic gamma male. Loosely, you could say that the character Gollum as well.
Yeah. Well, he's good. Yeah, actually, the thumbnail for this video shows a picture of Gollum. So I think I pretty much straightened it out. So without further ado, let's get into this video, and let everybody in the chat let me know if you could hear this.
Now, the two principal characteristics of a gamma male are, number one, gammas are by and large sexual rejects. Yep. They are usually intelligent but unsuccessful with women, and alternate between pedestalizing a particular girl and pathological hatred of the entire female sex. And number two, they are fundamentally dishonest, both to them.
So there you go. That's that's the first two traits. You can hear. Okay, can you hear well enough? That's my question. Okay, good, Fat Man 56. Yeah. So they're interested in the opposite sex. What did he say again? Because like I said, I'm a little punchy today. So
all right. So what he said is they pedestalize women.
Yeah, they pedestalize.
And at the same time, they will also hate the entire gender. Let me also say this: if you see some of these traits in yourself, rather than get all pissy, you need to work on yourself.
Yes, and another thing to remember is you don't think your way in the right action. You act your way in the right thinking. So there's a little pro tip right there for you all. Now let's continue.
Particular girl and pathological hatred of the entire female sex. And number two, they are fundamentally dishonest, both to themselves and others. They lie to themselves all the time.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a trait. The delusion runs strong with gamma males. I mean, they would rather tell a lie when it's easier in a certain circumstance to tell the truth.
That's 100% Misandry Today, aka DDJ, right there. That's fucking him to a T.
Yeah, Lone Wolf has a real boner with DDJ against him.
Protect at all costs. They tend to be introspective, and they brood and obsess over slights, insults, and the unfairness of the dating world. Now, gamma males are everywhere nowadays, and you will encounter them in your day-to-day life.
So, yeah, when he's talking about that, he's think of your soy boys, your simps, your cucks, your manginas, your little weaselly type of guys that are always working in the behind the scenes and, talking down to you, to the boss, making shit up, and just being insufferable pricks.
Yeah, and male feminists.
Yeah.
Male fucking feminists.
All right, let's continue.
This might be because of the rise of single-parent households and the absence of strong father figures, combined with the growth of the internet, with its associated filter bubbles or echo chambers on sites like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah, so echo chambers is, these guys get these channels and they put this image of themselves forth that they have it together, they're doing this, they're doing that, and they know how to string words together somewhat and create a word salad, and suck in like gullible people. I mean, like all these social media platforms, they're just a huge narcissist pool of narcissists. Narcissists, crazy people, spurgs, retards, incels, and the like. And this, it's become more of a prevalent thing because of social media and the fact that you can communicate with just about anybody around the world.
Well, we're not talking about this particular part of the male hierarchy, but some incels are gamma males and others are omega. It depends on their attitude about it.
Yeah, I mean, but the point being is, the reason why this is blown up because just as the guy in the narrating the video was spot on about it.
Oh, he's right on. I listened to this right before the show.
Yeah, he's like really on point about the whole thing. About gamma males and their traits. I mean, they'll create an echo chamber. They'll develop a cult of personality where people just blindly follow them, never question them, because they don't actually meet these people in real life. They don't have any way to verify the facts about these people, how they really are and how they really act. You got anything to add to that? Rifle?
Oh yeah, well sure, yeah, absolutely. I got plenty to add to this particular topic. Like the gamma male who I like to talk about a lot, he's been exposed, his face is out there, and he likes to pretend that doesn't exist. And he's talking about how he'll never go on camera and shit because he tells people how he's in good shape and all this bullshit about himself. This simply isn't true because he's an obese blob. But, he'll never be disproven because he'll never turn his camera on.
Well, I'll tell you this much: if this channel gets up to 100,000 views and I get 10,000 subscribers, I might do a face reveal, and then granted, hopefully I won't break the camera, but like I said, 100,000 views, 10,000 subs, I'll do a face reveal.
And this is why I mentioned those two disgusting freaks, Misandry Today and MGTOW Dictionary, because they talk all this cash money shit about how good looking they are, and women can't keep their hands off of them, and yet they hide behind their avatars even after they've been exposed. Both these people have been exposed. We know what they look like. Oh, Fat Man Misandry Today is the blob. So if you're curious about it, check my channel out, Infamous Rifle.
There we go. Yeah, OBS is being a cock again.
On that note, also keep in mind the pictures of the guy are old that I have. He's much more fat now than in those pictures.
There we go.
Oh yeah, it's been out there for over a year. Not real name, but Fat Man.
Yeah, now I can't see the chat because, like I said, Google and OBS are being fucking shitheads.
He doxed himself, by the way.
Yeah, he doxed himself. He doxed himself. Yeah, he definitely doxed himself. When he filed his lawsuit against Google. So, no one doxed him, and it was really hard to dig up. If you know what you're looking for, it's really not hard to dig up information on someone. All right, let's continue with this.
Essentially, if you hold a particular set of beliefs, these technology giants will surface content to you that supports those beliefs. And so it's very easy to shut out counter-argument or counter-evidence. The effects are increasingly being seen in world politics too, and so it's easy to remain in a delusion bubble. Now, gammas can wreak havoc in the workplace, in your personal life, or even if you work online like I do, so it pays to learn to spot them in the wild.
Yeah, gammas do wreak havoc. I mean, they're like cockroaches and termites, because they'll go into a healthy host and they'll devour everything from the inside out, and then when they're done, they'll just leave an empty husk behind.
And I like the delusion bubble. It's exactly what I was saying. So they create this cult of personality that you were talking about. They'll say this stuff about themselves, that they're good looking, they're a martial artist, they're all these things, and then even when they're proven not to be those things, they continue to pretend that that is reality.
Well, and they're a delusion bubble in themselves, and what they also do is they take people and they isolate them from everybody else. They get them away from their friends, their family, quote unquote, their support system, and then they start working on them, and they are the only and then they get these people that are often at their weakest point, have been through some shit, and are just beat the fuck down, which happens to everyone when you go through go through a trauma or a trying time. Isolate the person, then they isolate them off from everybody else, and then that person, the only information they're getting from said gamma male is from the gamma male, so they don't see any other viewpoints, or there's no chance for questioning or criticisms to come in. So they're just getting it, they're just only getting one source of information, and they get brainwashed, and they think this person's the be all end all.
Well, I got one more thing to add to that as well, and this video is not going to talk about it, but they accuse others of exactly what they themselves are doing, just like lefty scums. You'll find that oftentimes these people do vote for the left.
Yeah, I mean, that's not it. Okay, so yeah, I screwed up my I just reloaded overlay. So yeah, it's a fucking boot screw on OBS today. All right, you ready to continue with the video?
Yep.
Wild. They are absolutely toxic, so you need to learn to handle them effectively. If possible, avoid them entirely and have nothing to do with them. Further, if you're a gamma yourself and in your better moments you are prepared to work on it, you might be able to improve your dating success if you at least recognize the problem. This channel might give you food for thought and signpost ways to improve.
Yeah, gamma males are extremely toxic human beings, and I don't remember if he got into it in his video, but they're also incredibly possessive.
Very much so. I covered this in a recent video, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're incredibly possessive, and especially when it comes to women, they think any woman in their sphere of influence is theirs, even though that woman might be in a relationship with another guy, or they might be married. They treat them like they're that woman's their property. And it's really fucking creepy. It's very creepy. It's very like slimy. And what I'll say this, and I'll probably reiterate it again because repetition is the mother of skill, is that they're the ultimate weasels. They're the ultimate tryhards. They're the ultimate posers. They're mall cops.
For the 95% of guys listening or watching this podcast who are interested in Sigma male concepts and do want to improve, pay no attention to comments from gammas on this channel, and there will be lots as the channel grows, I can guarantee you. You have to understand where the comments are coming from and the motivation of the guy making them. Now,
Keyboard warrior right there.
Yeah, that's definitely gamma male behavior there, where the guy's like hunched over and he's just so intense and into it, and he's gonna get him and all this other fucking crap. Morning, plumber. So yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect look of a gamma, like, getting into a flame war with someone online over some petty bullshit.
Now, enough talk about gamma males. Let's see a video. Quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I know what you're laughing about, but other people don't.
Well, no, I mean, you see the guy with the knife in the video, right? Because I have the video up in OBS.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, I mean, I see the guy that that just that just signifies the, like, the weak noodleback pathetic gamma male, and he the guy captured the post personally. Oh, that's too damn funny, man.
Video of gamma males in the wild, and hopefully this might signpost to you what a gamma male actually looks like and their behavioral patterns. Check this out.
Dear woman, we stand before you today as men committed to becoming more conscious in every way.
We feel deep love, great respect, and a growing sense of worship for the gifts of the feminine. We also feel about the destructive actions of the unconscious masculine in the past and present.
We want to apologize and make amends for those actions today, so that we can move forward together into a new era of co-creation. As I become more conscious, I grow more aware of the play of masculine and feminine energy. In me, in you.
Oh God, I just had to pause it right there. That's just fucking
Look
crazy.
in their eyes is just like disgusting. Like, I mean, seriously punched them in the face.
Yeah, this guy right here that I have up, this like soy boy looking, like, giraffe neck motherfucker, he has a perfectly punchable fucking face. I just want to sock the fucking living shit out of him because he's such a pussy. I mean, that guy just, like, he has like creepy vibe written all over him. All right, let's continue.
And in all of life, I know that we all have access to the full spectrum of these energies. I also have a growing awareness of the dimension beyond all
mentally ill, dude.
Free and open like the sky.
Now, before I carry on, let me give credit where it's due. The term gamma and sigma.
Bitch brain syndrome right there in full display. Yeah, that was fucking, man, that was just really fucking crazy. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, these gamma males, they're what they're like? They're like fat bitches that think they're, 49ers who are forcing or who think that they're entitled to a 9. This is like the male version of a fat fucking bitch. I mean, with that last video, with that cringy video, in these grand romantic gestures, and oh God, it's just like fucking disgusting. I mean, I just want to go up there and, grab a fucking piece of cloth, wrap it up really good, then just go behind them, wrap that piece of cloth around their neck and fucking garrote them to death.
Was invented by a guy called Vox Day years ago. His early work was to classify the socio-sexual hierarchy and describe the kind of behaviors you'll see each archetype exhibiting. The key point to note is that each archetype is classified by observable real-world behavior. The archetypes are, of course, not 100% rigorous or scientific, and in reality people are complex, displaying different traits at different times based on a variety of factors. But the socio-sexual hierarchy classifications.
And by the way, the guy in this video clip, this fucking puke also has a punchable face too. I mean, he almost looks like a fucking chick. Because when I was growing up, guys didn't look like that. He looks like a chick. He looks like a gaff. I mean, he's standing there with these two, like, bossy looking kind of, rough looking bitches, on his little fucking tabby tab, showing them stuff, and they're just sitting there looking kind of, they're feigning interest. They're almost looking like, okay, man, what does this fucking asshole want? Yeah, read it backwards, fat man. Without the extra F. I mean, what do you think about this, like, this clip he's showing, this feminine looking guy? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah.
I just want to punch these guys in the face, man.
And just keep punching them and keep punching them. and just like just till they break their nose, and and then you get a pair of head clippers and you shave off their fucking perfectly coiffed hair. Give them a real haircut. All right, let's continue with this shit.
Definitely do have utility. You really can predict with accuracy what people will do based on their patterns of previous behaviour, and when you spot it, it's impossible not to see. Now, it's understandable that gammas would have a keen interest in watching videos like mine, especially on a subject like Sigma males, because it appeals to their high intelligence and desire for making sense of the world through order, labels, and hierarchy. So let's examine in more depth the behavioural traits of the gamma.
Yeah, gamma males are all about hierarchy and ranking and all this other crap, and the reality is, your average guy, average Joe shitbag, doesn't really give a fuck, doesn't really spend too much time thinking about male hierarchy. They just do what they gotta do, and they get on with their fucking life.
Another key thing about these guys is they don't accept their ranking, the ranking that they do have, and they want to move up, but they don't want to do the work, and they want to take shortcuts or try to drag other people down who are just minding their own business, doing well. And there's a prime example of it. Once again, my favorite person.
Well, I call that behavior, weasel moves and weasel shit. That's how a weasel, a toady, a Grimmer Wormtongue-like person from Lord of the Rings, gets through life. And when they do go under someone that has a higher social ranking or whatever the fuck it is, they're like kiss asses and sycophants and bootlickers.
We'll talk about that later, Plummer. But I will say, like, a prime example, again, is a guy who didn't do the work, but he's making videos about there are no shortcuts. Well, no shit. And you're the one who's trying to take the shortcuts, asshole.
Yeah, I think this morning's edition of Coffee and Hatred is going to be more hatred on Wolf's part than my part.
Well, this is a topic. Nice. This is a topic dear to my heart here.
All right, let's continue with this fucking shit show.
Gamma male. So gammas tend to be very solipsistic in their thinking and interpret their experiences through a prism of what does this mean to me. So if you make a video that threatens their view of how dating success in the real world works, they will take it as a
wait, hold on.
Personal attack.
Another punchable face. Another really just punchable. You just want to punch the guy in the face. I mean, obviously he's so fucking marinated in soy that he can't even grow proper fucking facial hair and grow a decent like goatee or Van Dyke type of beard. So he's got that little wispy fucking little wispy fucking curly white trash mustache. And yeah, I mean, just look at this guy. Another one you just want to punch in the face.
They will watch a video like mine about concepts like a Sigma male with Sigma male traits, sexual hierarchies, and assume that it doesn't gel with their personal experiences because it's not possible that it happens anywhere in the real world at any time. Again, solipsism. If it doesn't happen to me, it doesn't happen anywhere. Gammas also assume that they are the...
Wait. Another punchable face with the like thin facial hair and like double chin, taking a fucking selfie. I mean, does that remind anybody in the peanut gallery or someone?
Yeah. Fat man, you're absolutely right. Like gamma males, I just want to crush them. Like whenever I encounter them, I just, like I keep saying, I want to punch them in the face just by their very nature. And I really have to be disciplined not to do that. But yeah, as we watch this guy, you'll notice he acts just like a female, which is the intent of the video producer.
Yeah, and when I think of gamma males, you know how they have the MAGA hats? I want to make my own version of that called Make Bullying Great Again, because these guys, they're, I hate to say it, and yeah, nobody likes a bully. Nobody likes a guy that goes and, throws his weight around like an asshole. But at the same time, I'm going to make a controversial statement and say that bullies are a necessary evil. Because if you don't have like a bully or some big, strong, like dumbass person, to smack these motherfuckers down, they themselves become the bullies, and they become the worst toxic, manipulative, weasel fuck, hotshot, glad-handing, bullies that bully anybody that they feel weaker than them into submission.
The center of the universe. If it's in my interests, it's in the common interest, and everyone should want what I want and has.
Yeah, I just want to walk up this guy and just sock him in his fat nose and break his fucking nose.
Yeah, he needs it.
I mean, the person that did this video, man, wherever he fucking found these video clips, he must have done his research, because he was absolutely spot the fuck on.
This video is well put together.
Yep.
The same needs, motivations, and desires as me. Now, in terms of dealing with gammas, you should not engage and argue with them. They share the same characteristics with women, unfortunately, that they don't recognize.
Bitch brain syndrome. Once again, bitch brain syndrome. You don't argue with a gamma male. You don't approach them, and you don't engage with them in discourse in like a fashion where where they make their points, you make your points, and you kind of go back and forth. You just gotta absolutely smack the fucking shit out of a gamma male, Verby. You just gotta and just crush them.
I agree, and it's because you can't. Because if you start having that conversation, they start trying to employ sophistry and manipulation. It's just like talking to a woman, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know what I do with guys like that? One, either I just crush the shit out of them, or two, I clown the fuck out of them unmercifully. I just clown them to no fucking end. It's kind of like if I get into it with a Karen or a fat bitch, I won't so much just like, get aggressive with them. I will just clown the fucking shit out of them. And I will just wind them the fuck up until they get madder and madder and madder and madder until they're fucking steaming. That's how you deal with these type of people. Especially with gamma males. You don't argue head to head with. You clown the fuck out of them. You clown the points that they're making. You absolutely humiliate them and goof the fucking hell out of them. And that's how you fucking crush them. Continue.
Evidence or real-world proof, and if any is forthcoming, they will shift the goalposts of the argument, attack you personally, or commit any number of sophist tricks to avoid conceding they are wrong. Now, this leads us nicely onto the second key trait of gammas, that of the secret king.
Yeah, so that's what they do. They employ sophistry. They and I guess another word for employ sophistry is what I like calling tossing the word salad.
Yeah, well, yes, they use a lot of word salad when they could say the same thing in a few sentences. They write you a fucking novel. But we're about to get into an important part of this video, the secret king delusion.
Yeah, and just to dovetail on what Will said, they're like women. Those anybody's ever been with a crazy broad, and you've done something, well, I wouldn't say done something wrong, but you've done something to upset her, and she sends a fucking wall of text from her phone. Not like an email where you're at a keyboard, but literally a wall of fucking text that she typed up on her fucking cell phone. That's bitch brain behavior. And gamma males do the same shit. They just send you a wall of text with a bunch of, explaining the same thing different ways, like 10 different fucking, 10 times in a row. Instead of just explaining it once in a concise and simple matter, which men do, and just fucking sauntering on and getting on with the fucking with their fucking day or doing whatever they got to do. All right, let's get into the secret king bullshit.
Delusion. They secretly believe they are superior to everybody else, and though the real world gives them the opposite feedback, it's always someone else's fault. Everyone else is stupid, but they are wiser.
Yeah, see, gamma males, like females, bitch brain syndrome. They'll never stand in front of the fucking mirror and like, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I have to make changes in my life. I gotta really start doing some fucking work. Whether it's, getting in shape, getting your diet into and exercising, or whether it's not changing, trying to, ground down or at least, dull some of your more negative, character traits and defects of character. But it's always somebody else's fault. Somebody did something to them. Somebody betrayed them. They're always the victim. And it's just a sack of it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Smarter, more moral and superior to everybody else. One day, the world will recognize this and they will be justly rewarded. The Secret King delusion. Now, I get different kinds of comments on my channel from gammas. The first kind is striking in its viciousness, bitterness and anger. I've been told to fuck off and die, and
once again, another punchable face.
that I am scum and things like that. The other is ankle-biting, concern trolling, or subtle attempts to misinform, mislead and mischaracterize what I say in the videos. And the intention is obviously twofold. To snipe at me, attempt to prove me wrong, or catch me out. Usually by mischaracterizing something I've said in the video, or missing an obvious logical information.
Like I said, man, this guy, man, this shit is top fucking cack right here.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, like I said, man, once again, he just fucking nailed it. Yeah, look, hold on. They're asking me for a link, so, here we go. Let me go put that link in there for him. There's I dropped the link into the chat, so yeah. But like I said, the World of Warcraft nerd. It's the like fat fucking neck, the fat fucking balding slob neck beard. Oh yeah, just for the record, I am balding, but I don't have the side bush. I just shave my head. And when I was in my 20s, and I said if I ever went bald, I'm just gonna shave my head. And well, yeah, there it is. All right, let's continue with this fucking shit.
Inference of basic points that I've made, and to position themselves above me in the comments. Whilst annoying, these comments do not bother me too much. I actually find it a little sad and somewhat amusing that someone has such a sad life that they feel the need to leave these kind of comments on my well-intentioned videos. Where I really have a problem is that the main reason these guys turn up and leave these comments is they're trying to drag other men, just like you watching this video, down to their level.
Yeah, what they're doing is it's the crabs in the barrel mentality. I'm a loser piece of fucking shit, scumbag, little toady worm weasel fuck. So instead of doing the hard, difficult work of bettering myself and stalling or getting rid of my bad character traits, I'm just gonna drag every other guy down with me, and and I'm gonna have a cult of personality, and I'm basically gonna be the king of the shitheads. Comments, Wolf?
You covered it pretty well.
All right, I just want to make sure. I didn't want to just fully talk over you. But yeah, they do this, and there's a certain black pill person that does this with guys. He drags them down, and he'll just say to him, "Oh, you don't, this is the same guy that does 8-hour fucking streams talking about facial structure and bone structure and all this other fucking crap, all this minutia bullshit that really doesn't mean dick in the real fucking world." And he tells these guys, yeah, no woman's ever going to love you. Just get the rope, kill yourself. You're pathetic. And because what a leader does is he doesn't drag the people that are following him down. What he does is he tries to build them up. He tries to get them to be the best, and I know I hate the fucking quote, but I'm going to use it anyway. He tries to get them to be the best versions of themselves and motivate them and get them to, bust out of their fucking, out of their boundaries and limits and become better people. That's what a leader does. He doesn't drag his followers down. He tries to build them up and tries to exalt them to do better. You good, Wolf? Or, you got anything to add to that?
I'm good. Batman says, let's do Blue Pill Cucks next. I mean, there's always time to do.
Yeah, there's infinite time to do Blue Pill Cucks, but, we're not necessarily talking about Blue Pill Cucks. We're talking about Purple Pill Cucks.
Purple Pill Power Bottoms.
Ultimately, they want to turn well-intentioned, good men away from improving their dating lives or lives in general.
What did I just get the fucking saying? Crabs in the barrel mentality.
Because they themselves are sexual rejects. Misery loves company, crabs in a jar, that kind of concept. So in conclusion, do you recognize any gamma traits in yourself? So you're going to find this tough, but you must start being honest with yourself, because gammas usually live inside a delusion bubble and arrange their life to avoid confronting the reality of their relatively low position socially and sexually. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments if you've encountered a gamma recently, or if unfortunately you recognize gamma traits within yourself.
Sorry about that. I muted myself. The video's done. You know, and that was a very good video, short and sweet and to the point. And you know, he said, you know, I actually said what he already said in the video about they want to drag people down. That's not what a leader does. And I'm gonna say something controversial, but it needs to be said. I think every single one of us has gamma traits in us. I mean, that's just part of the human dynamic. But the goal is to a person, to a man, it's what, you know, they recognize those traits as like, yeah, I don't necessarily like this aspect of myself. What can I do to like get rid of this negative trait? Or what can I do to at least, you know, dull it down so it's not as pronounced as it is now. That's you know, that's what men do. And you know, certain people talk about self-actualization, but this is, you know, whittling down your defects of character, changing your stinking thinking, you know, looking at deficiencies and doing your best to remedy them. That's part of the path of self-actualization.
Yep. And Plummer, he says, gammas will AMOG any other male. I'll say, actually, they will attempt to AMOG any other male. They only AMOG you if you let them AMOG you.
And for the assembled gallery, what is AMOGing? Just I know what it is, but I want to hear your definition.
Yeah. For the audience, the short version is alpha male, other guy. It's basically when you try to act like you're better than the other guy, who's usually not your friend, but someone else who's in the group, like a acquaintance, because you're trying to impress a female.
Or from what I've heard, you're trying to snatch a female from another guy.
Yeah, that's part of it. So it's player hating also. That's another term for it.
Yeah, and gamma males are definitely player haters. Like the black pill puke guy, the one that's growing tomatoes for mama. He absolutely hates dating coaches and PUAs. And I know there's a lot of controversy in the fucking MGTOW community about dating coaches and charging for fees. And I'm just gonna say it straight out. You know what? The labor's worth if it's higher. If they have a good product and men want to pay money for it, I'm not going to get in the way of that. You know, that's capitalism. You know, those guys, if they can make a good living off of it and be successful and do conferences and charge what they think's a fair price, guess what, man? Go for it. I don't got any beef with those guys. I mean, you know, Donovan Sharp, Rollo Tomasi, MLD, Rich Cooper, I have nothing bad to say about them guys. And, you know, even though they do talk a lot about dating and pickup and all this other shit, they do provide some good educational stuff that's good for everybody. And we need to, you know, and I think Donovan Sharp is right. We need to squash the beef instead of like, you know, spurging the fuck out. And that's what his conference is about, the conference of masculine excellence. And already, as soon as he made the announcement, the MGTOW Spurgs were fucking going off about it and just like slamming it. And it's, you know what that is? You know what that behavior is? Besides being a gamma male, it's called being a jealous little bitch. You know, because they don't have the charisma, they don't have the speaking skills, the motivation, discipline, and wherewithal to do what those guys are able to do, which is have conferences, charge money for their courses, and disseminate information to other guys.
Well, to your point, the thing is, I think what you're saying is going to fall on deaf ears, because I have been looking into what the MGTOW community is talking about, and they're all over that CME that you were just talking about. They're all up in arms about it. Now, what I find particularly humorous is they completely ignore the 21 Studios and their weirdo conventions. Like, they don't even talk about those, like the Make Women Great Again convention that guy did, or how he got humiliated on national TV. They're totally quiet about that. All of a sudden, everyone's attacking Donovan Sharp's convention, which, you know, I'm neutral when it comes to Donovan Sharp, but I just can't avoid seeing the irony in that. Like, all this stuff about what Rolo's, I've already disproven that, like, Rolo doxed all these people, and he, you know, the supposed conspiracy with the, you know, feminist reporter and stuff like that. Already disproven it. And basically it comes down to all these guys went to this cigar bar out there, and they're all posting on social media where they're at and what they're doing. And it doesn't take a fucking PhD to find out where everybody's at when they're posting it on their fucking Instagrams, and you know the names of the people who are going to be at this convention. Like, any idiot could have figured that out. Now, I know Slabo Misandry today pulled some cherry-picked shit on his video, but that doesn't prove shit, really. It's cherry-picked bullshit.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's, you know, when you do that, when you try to undermine someone else's, you know, project or thing or whatever, even if something that you're doing at work, you try to undermine it and destroy it. That's the ultimate form of jealousy, and it's also a fucking bitch move, because instead of making a better product and competing with said person, they got to tear that other person down, lie, manipulate, cheat, steal, to drag that guy down, because they're incapable of putting out a better project, a better, you know, widget or whatever. So they'll undermine that guy and sabotage him and smear his reputation, because they just can't measure up to that person as a man, and they don't have the capability to compete with that man.
Yeah, that's true. But all I'm saying is at least be consistent. You know, don't just pick and choose. Like, people who are doing the same thing. Like, I have noticed a lot of that. Like, they're attacking like individuals like Donovan, or they're attacking like the whole Rule Zero group, but their lips are closed when it comes to the 21 Studios freak shows, who are doing the exact same thing, by the way. And they're allied with super gamma males, and you all know which one I take a major issue with, because I keep pointing it out, and I keep making videos disproving his bullshit or showing that he says one thing and does another. But people don't even want to talk about that, do they?
Yeah, well, it's called hypocrisy, and that's another thing. Is, you know, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm nobody's flying monkey. I'm nobody's fucking minion, bagman, hitman, flunky, or whatever. You know, there's guys I respect and I dare say admire, but, you know, I'm not going to be slithering around them, kissing their feet and doing their fucking dirty work and bidding. That's another fucking bitch. That's another bitch brain trait. And you know, I hate that. You know, it's like, you know, and these are the same. You know, these black pill pukes and these MGTOW spurgs. And I'm not talking about all MGTOW, so don't get it twisted. You know, I hate to say not everyone. Derpa 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 doo. You know, but these MGTOW spurgs, they do that. They do all that shit. They're like flunkies. You know, they're flunkies and they're minions. And it's like, like I said, man, I'm nobody's fucking minion. You know, but at the same time, they want to talk about how they're you know, no one could take them out of their frame and they're standing on their square, which they're really not. And it's just really fucking sick and pathetic.
I don't work for nobody. I work for me. And if someone is wrong, I'll point it out. But I'm not like a hitman. Some people have approached me behind the scenes and kind of nudged me towards doing videos about particular individuals. And no, I am pretty much focused on one, although I may make videos about a couple of others. But I'm not like a takedown channel. That's not my goal. I don't even want to be a big YouTuber, really. I do it, most of my YouTube stuff for a hobby, like just one of my side hobbies.
Well, I'll love if y'all like to be a big YouTuber, but is it going to happen? So I do what I do. You know, I come on here to blow off steam. It's it's therapeutic for me to blow off steam, to get shit off my chest. And I'm just a fucking asshole on the internet ranting and raving. But I was gonna say something. Yeah, let me put it this way. I'll work with you, but I'm not going to work for you, if that makes any sense when it comes to this, you know, fucking 3-ring circus of hell known as the known as social media in the online community.
And I'm going to answer. Real name's not given. I have not seen it. Have you seen it? The Undead Chronics video?
No, I haven't. I guess he goes in on the Convention of Masculine Excellence.
Yes, and it's like all of MGTOW. I told you, all of MGTOW is up in arms about it. I don't want to beat that topic up too much.
I know, but I don't really fucking care one way or the other. I mean, I hope he has a very successful gathering and convention. I mean, I wish the guy well. I don't have any beef with him. But yeah, and I hate to say it is, you do need stuff like you need things like the Conference of Masculine Excellence, because this shit isn't being, how to be a man, not a male, not a fucking pussy boy or a wimp in this world is not being taught to young males anymore. It's not being, their dads are not teaching it to them because their dads are either, are bootlicking simps and jellyback cucks, or they're not into kids' life at all.
Yeah. And I constantly, one of my themes is be your own leader and be your own hero, because otherwise you might get behind somebody who's a sack of shit and they're going to lead you astray. And it's just better, it's just healthier as a man to be your own leader, be your own hero. Like, all my heroes are buried in the ground. They're 6 feet under, have been for quite a long time. So I don't have any heroes other than me.
Well, that and the fact is, and I will also say, one of the few pieces of wisdom that my mom imparted on me, and there weren't a lot, but there were some. One of her sayings was, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Trust but verify. Don't be afraid to question anything. Question me, for Christ's sakes. I don't care. Question me, like, do a fucking proctology exam on me, and, I'll do the best to, like, respond in a decent way about it. But yeah, question everything. Question me. Question Wolf. Just don't believe something because someone's saying it. It's like, if they're really, like, really hammering it home and they're talking in absolutes, because that's another thing these gamma males, these weak pussy boys do is, and narcissists do, is they talk in absolutes. Like, you absolutely have to follow this principle to the letter. No wiggle room. Don't use discernment. You got to follow it to the letter in all situations. And that just defies fucking imagination, because nothing is either black or white. Just about everything in the world is on a continuum. It's on a spectrum. It's shades of gray.
Sure. Question me all you want. I prove myself with screenshots, videos, audio clips, everything. Everything I'm talking about is backed up and proven. But people don't want to address it. They try to, like, look the other way or ignore it, and that's fine. If I'll just say this: a fool and their money is soon parted.
And they also, these type of people also, the gammas and the narcissists and the shitbag people, they also obfuscate stuff instead of addressing it directly. Because if you got a fucking beef with me, man, you know what? Just come to, have the beef with me, man. Don't, like, dance around and talking innuendos and, and fucking word salad. Just come, if you have a beef with me online, saying, hey, man, Grizzly Rising's a piece of fucking shit. I hate his fucking guts. I respect that more than talking around the fucking issue or topic, or I think this guy's a fucking pant loader. I'd rather have you call me that, or, whatever, a fucking asshole, than, dance around and hint and, intimate and, that's not the right word, intimate or hint or give a hint and do all this, like, fucking bit. That's what women do, because women are categorically incapable for the most part. There are a few exceptions, of course, but they're categorically incapable of, when there's a dispute, being to the point, being direct about it. They want to, they'll talk around it. They'll drop hints. They'll try to, introduce subtlety and all this other shit, instead of just being, like, real, just, like, up front, like, I think you're a fucking asshole. And that's, because that's what guys do. It's like, they'll, a guy will come up, he's got to be, hey, dude, you're being an asshole. Or one of my close friends will be like, dude, that's a fucking dick move. They won't, like, they won't go into a long, fucking drawn out fucking explanation where they dance around. They'll just get right there, just like, here it is, man.
You are a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious.
That's how guys, that's how guys handle beef. Or if they have an issue, it's like, hey man, can you stop doing that? It's fucking annoying.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
or like when you're dealing with a situation, dude, hey man, a situation like that, don't don't do it that way, do it this way. Like someone talked to me and they weren't an asshole about it, but they were like, hey, instead of doing this and this, when someone's having a hard time, or do this and this instead, and try to show a little empathy. And the guy was very direct with me, and I got the point. We didn't have to have a fucking 3-hour conversation or go around in circles about it.
Right. Well, the thing is, you're expecting gamma males to behave differently. Now, the thing that about gamma males, they already think that they're perfect. They think gamma male thinks that they act like a female. They believe they are an alpha male, but they're just not treated like they're an alpha male. Just people can't see how great they are. So that's what you're going to get from these guys. What you were just describing, it like, little feminine take the hint thing, instead of being like, look, Grizzly, you're a fucking asshole because you did this, and can you like not do that in the future, type of shit. And that's how dudes communicate with each other. But they're not really going to do that. They're going to go back and brood and maybe type up a fucking email of all,
like a 10 fucking page email. It's like, who in the fuck has time to do that?
Who don't work.
I mean, but even if you weren't quote unquote working, because everybody knows I'm a bum on disability, even if you don't work, there's other things you could do. There's other pursuits you could do besides sitting there and just typing like 10 pages of fucking word salad, with numbers and bullet points and all this other shit, like you're giving a fucking TPS report to your boss. Really is, that's just, that's levels of fucking cringe that I just don't want to, I just can't, I can't handle. It's ridiculous.
If how far, because I was watching the stream, and the latency is really, really good. It looks like some people are kind of
on this current stream.
Yeah, it seems like some of the people in the chat are. I guess you can't see the chat, but
I can see a little bit of it through Discord, but I can't see it really clear because my eyes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I had it set on the wrong latency setting, so what I did was I put it to ultra low latency, and that seems to be doing really well. And by the way, I forgot to ask, when we were going through that video, did you was it at least close to real time?
Yeah, it's really close to real time.
Okay,
it's only
good.
On my end, it was only like a second or two behind.
Oh, all right, that's good. Because look, man, I got a fiber connection, so I could just fucking, and I'm behind. Even though I'm behind a VPN, I can still fucking, I still get like crazy monstrous fucking speeds, and I get speeds that are so good that my network card, is throttling the speed, if anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, be your own hero, be your own person. That's one of the things on the path of self-actualization, is be your own person. And unfortunately for us humans, since we don't live until like 1,000 years old, we often figure this shit out when we get into our mid to late 30s about this stuff. And the whole thing about following, leading, I don't care anymore. I've kind of gotten comfortable. This is who I am. I can make some changes, I could do some stuff better, but the overall product is pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned, and I'm okay with it. But gamma males, yeah, they can't be direct. They engage in flowery language, and when they do get pissed off, instead of getting pissed off and angry like a guy does, they throw a bitch shit once again. Bitch brain syndrome. Bitch brain syndrome. I mean, that's just what it is. And what they'll do is they'll throw a temper tantrum, and when they try to when they think they can lead and they try to lead, they come off like a bossy woman. Instead of a guy that's authoritative and it's like, hey man, I need you to do this, get cracking on it. Or could you do this? Could you do this? But they come off as bossy and they snip a lot at people and snap at people, and they're just the most pathetic males on the face of the God's green earth.
Nice, Emerson Colley. Emerson Colley says gamma males need to realize the fact that women already have a pussy. They don't need another one.
That is very good, Emerson. That's awesome, man. That's a great comment, dude. I like that comment, man. That was, yeah. But that's what they act like. And a certain individual would always say something to the effect of, you know, when he got tired of doing something, he was like, my pussy sore, my pussy hurt, my pussy hurt. That's what he would literally say. And, you know, when a guy says that, that makes me uncomfortable, and that makes my fucking skin crawl. And, and when said person said this, I wanted to say, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to rock the boat, but I wanted to say, dude, suck it the fuck up. Suck it the fuck up. Embrace the suck it up, and fucking get through with it.
The thing about the gamma male, too, is they want women, but women, like you just said, you think your skin crawls. Think about being how a female would feel about these guys. Like, generally, yes. And then as we covered pretty early on in this stream, like the women who do give the gamma male at least the time of day as a friend or whatever, the gamma male again tries to be possessive of them. Like it's insane. Like, so generally women are like off put by these freaks, but some of them do give them a chance, and when they do, it always turns out bad for the women.
Well, and not to be a simp or anything, what these guys do at the same time too is they'll get a vulnerable woman, or they'll get a weak woman, which is most of them actually, and they'll totally like bully the women into submission, and they'll just totally they'll become like you said uber possessive. They'll like constantly be tracking the woman, questioning her what she did. They'll fucking flip shit if they see her talking to another guy, even if it's a coworker. And they'll just totally fucking melt down. Yeah, I mean, and another thing is gamma males are bullies. Now they're not going to bully they might bully another weak guy or some guy that just doesn't really give a fuck or think they're getting over on the guy, but the guy just doesn't even consider them relevant enough to consider them a threat.
And they'll talk a mean game over the internet, like not showing their face and running their mouth. But, you're never going to say that to me in the real or meet me in person, because you get your mouth split open.
Yeah, and like I said before, man, I'm 50 goddamn years old. I'm not fighting anyone. If you want to throw hands on me, I'm either going to stab you or I'm going to shoot your fucking ass. That's just the bottom line. I'm too old for that shit. And depending on the guy, yeah, I might pop him in the fucking mouth. Because I actually, when the famous incident I talked about where I got in a fight with the homeless guy on the bus and he bit me, he was saying he was running his mouth towards me. He was saying some shit, and this is like 2004, so I was really in a bad place, and I was really, really fucking angry. And he said something about me being a fat faggot, and you know what I did? I didn't punch him. I smacked him in the mouth like I'd smack a bitch in the mouth.
God damn.
I just fucking smacked him like a bitch. I smacked, open palm smack to the face, and I'm like, what the fuck did you say to me? Yeah, but I was a very different person in 2004. But yeah, when I get pushed to that point, and someone's just being an asshole like that towards me, I'm not even gonna give them the common decency of punching. I'm just gonna smack them. I mean, that's what happened. Yeah, I literally smacked the guy. And then another incident before that, this lesbo was giving me shit because I was, the best thing I could do in 2004, was stand at the corner and spit on the cars as they went by, because I was pissed off at the world. I was really, really fucking angry, man. I was like, just coming off just one hammer blow after another, one traumatic event after another in my life, and I was done. And she comes out, she confronts me, she gets in my face. And then I once again, I open palm smacked the bitch. And then she was getting our cell phone. I just smacked it out of her hands. That's how useful a cell phone is in a situation like that. I just slapped it out of her hand. Then this little fucking soy this little kid coming up to me, starts doing these karate moves, and I just look at the kid. I'm like, dude, don't start nothing, and there won't be nothing. And he backed the fuck off. I mean, I'm not saying that I wasn't proud of that moment. Okay, I was not proud of the moment. Looking back on it whatsoever, that was a really disgraceful period in my life. And if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't have been spitting on cars in the first place. And I eventually, she was calling the police. I eventually just snuck off and snuck through the suburbs so I could throw the police off their trail. And because police response time is very slow, so I had plenty of time to get out of the area. But the thing is, that's but that was at the point where I didn't really have control over my temper, and I smacked those people. So that's and that's what I want to do to a gamma male, or to someone that's just, well, another word for being a gamma male is basically you're a punk. You don't hit punks, you smack them. Anyways, you got anything to add to that?
No, man. Like, at least you could admit that you were wrong, and you actually, sincerely feel bad about it.
Yeah, and I took anger management. I actually took anger management classes after those two incidences back in 2004, because I recognized I had a problem. And what a man does is, when he sees a problem or a deficiency, he does whatever he has to do to remedy that problem or deficiency in his life and to straighten it out. That's what a man does. It's not weakness. It's actually strength, because you're seeing something. It's like, okay, instead of just letting this fester and get even worse and making excuses for myself and, blaming my fucked up childhood, or, mommy didn't give me enough fucking tit time, you go, you take the steps, you find the resources, and you remedy it. That's what you do.
Absolutely, dude. Also, good morning, MGTOW values.
Yep, morning, MGTOW values. But that's what you do, is you see that shit and you nip it in the fucking bud. You don't fucking blame other shit or your ex or whatever, or your circumstances. You take responsibility and you fucking deal with it. Uncover, discover, and discard. That's one of the things they said in Alcoholics Anonymous, is uncover, discover, and discard. And that's how a man takes care of business when it comes to personal development. Wolf, I think we've beat this into the ground long enough. It's 11:05. We've been going for about a little bit over an hour, so I think I'm gonna call the stream here, if that's okay with you, unless you got something you want to talk about.
I don't really have anything to add. Let's see if the chat has anything else before we go.
Not. Let me double check it to where I can actually see it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. It's just MGTOW Value says, good idea. So I think on that note, I think we're gonna cut the stream off here.
All right, cool.
All right. Game. Yep. So this is Grizzly Rising. This is Coffee and Hatred. Have a great fucking day, and take us out, Wolf.
Have a great day. Don't be a gamma. Be a man. Don't be a bitch. And see you guys later.
Later.